Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Rio de Janeiro for today's daily challenge, where we will have big business. Some colors will just always be circles, and we'll start with 4 bridges. And that's right, Nightbot Subathon 4, th of July, kicks off 4th of July weekend. We'll talk about that more in the coming weeks. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and you know what that means. There, we'll combine 2 things into one thing. Oh, God. Sudden coughs. Sudden coughs are great. All right, let's separate these blues and pinks right here, like so. You come out to there, and then up here in there, thank you. Get some more pinks to come down here. Good morning to Hulkamat, who was here first. Good morning, Busidu, as well, coming in with the hey guys and the Liara. You love to see it. So last night, hold on. So last night on stream, it was Tuesday, as typically happens about once a week or so. And on Tuesdays, we played Breath of the Wild. And listen, Breath of the Wild is a well-made... There are parts of Breath of the Wild that are great. Good morning, Nix Hicks. Let's take another tunnel here, because we started with our 4 bridges. And it's Rio. You know, you don't use too many bridges in Rio de Janeiro. I've got this little carve out right here. We'll probably go around this mountain at some point, but other than that, we're pretty much sticking with what we've got here. But last night we played Breath of the Wild on stream, and it was frustrating at times. All games can be frustrating at times, but for a game with just as much hype and support behind it as Breath of the Wild, I got really frustrated. So frustrated, in fact, that as with all, aggrieved people on the internet in 2022, I made a tweet. Because you see, there are some things about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that don't work, that aren't, good. And I wanted to talk about them here, kind of talk through my thoughts and see if I'm being fair. If I'm being unfair in any of these criticisms, let me know. And last night on stream, I do think I was unfair in some points. But there are some things about this game that I just don't get, that just don't work. So, let me actually pull up this tweet here so I can look at it without having it be on the screen all the time. Twitter.com/_Goog. Here's a plug for you. Why not? You go ahead and hit the Twitter command. I never hit the Twitter command. Follow the Goog on Twitter. I don't know why you would, but you should. Here, let's take another tunnel, get these greens going. So, here are some things. And listen, I don't quite hate the gameplay. There are some things I really like about Breath of the Wild. Listen, the gliding, the gliding is so good. The gliding in Breath of the Wild is so damn good. It puts, for instance, Horizon Forbidden West to shame, which is weird because Forbidden West came out several years after. You'd think they would look and go, oh, this game got that right, let's do that. No, they did that but worse. Because, But listen, this is not the stream where we shit on Horizon Forbidden West. Those streams are on Thursdays. We're going to take these 2 blues, we're going to run them up here. What am I going to do about this green right here? That's a problem. I think for right now, I'm just going to do this, and we're going to deal with this awful intersection. We're just going to have these 6 greenhouses support all of these. So, I hate weapon degradation. I hate the fact that if you have a good weapon, it lasts 10 swings. And if you have a bad weapon, it lasts 3 swings. I understand that I'm early in the game and I shouldn't have the Master Sword right now. I shouldn't have the Master Sword. I shouldn't have Excalibur. I shouldn't have anything that, honestly, I was about to say the level I'm at, but this is a fucking RPG without levels. Because at the point of the game I'm at, I should have nothing that will last me until the end of the game. I understand that. I hate that I'm constantly going through weapons. I hate it. I hate that I'm constantly having to learn new weapons. I hate that I'm constantly being given things that suck and being like, well, this sucks, but I have space in my inventory and it's going to break in 4 uses, so I might as well use it anyway, even though, as we've previously established, it sucks. I hate that. I hate it. It's bad. Okay, I need to separate, and this is a general point of most criticisms. I need to separate I hate it from it's bad. I hate it. It's okay to hate things because they're bad, but things are not bad because you hate them. There you go. That's a good summary there. We are going to further complicate this dumbass green road by doing this with this, like so. All of this, gonna be fine. I see no notes here. We have an emote that goes, 3 business, 1 road, right? Yeah, all of this is just fine. I definitely couldn't be doing this in a different way. Okay, fine, I'm gonna try to do this in a different way. Let's point U5 out here, boop, boop. Over here, boop. And then down here, boop. And then like so, boop. Out to here and down there. And now these 5 support this business and this business only. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this road and we're gonna actually pull these 4 dudes. We're gonna pull these 4 dudes right here. Boop, 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 like so. Up over to here. No. No. Over here. Like so. So they come down here. Yeah. And then I'm out of road tiles. But once I get all of these back, you see where I'm going with this. We're going to have you go up there. We're going to have you be a... I see. Well, listen. You are going to come right... Give me one more road tile back, please. Thank you. All right, you support that. And we're going to deal with the blue guys in a second. Weapons degrading is bad because you have 85 different weapon mechanics and the player has to immediately be able to switch from one to the other at like the press of a button, right? The player has to, at any given moment, know, okay, I was using a sword and shield, but now I have to use a spear. Oh wait, my spear broke. Now I have to use a sledgehammer. Oh wait, my sledgehammer broke. I have to go back to a club. Oh wait, my club broke. Why are you expecting your player to do that? Why are you asking your player to do that? It's good that you have varied weapons for varied playstyles. But if you're gonna have your weapons degrade, and listen, there are games that have weapon degradation systems whose weapon degradation system doesn't suck. Fallout New Vegas comes to mind. Fallout New Vegas has bad combat, but the reason Fallout New Vegas's combat is bad is not because of the weapon degradation system. The Outer Worlds has weapon degradation. It's fine. The reason it's fine is that there is an actual spectrum, as opposed to 3 individual points. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has 3 individual points. Point 1, your weapon is fine. Point 2, your weapon will break the next time you use it. Point 3, your weapon has broken. That's too few points. You can't have that. You can only have 3 points. It's not... There's no way, unless you like go into the menu and analyze the little blue bar, there's no way of quickly being able to know, oh, my weapon is at about 80% condition, which means it does normal damage, but it's getting weaker, or means, oh, it's doing a little bit less damage. That makes sense. That is intuitive. That is something the player can do something about. Hey, speaking of things the player can do something about, well, first of all, we're going to do that. Get these 3 blues to hoop up and around into there. Plus, it'll get this pink to hoop down and around in here. It'll be fine. Maybe give the player something to do. If you're throwing 85 weapons at the player every single time they fight anything, maybe the player should be able to use some of those weapons to improve or repair the weapons they actually care about. You can't do any of that. There's no repair system. There's no improvement. There's no, I haven't seen any like durability weapon potions or whatever that make it like, oh, now your weapon will last longer. No, your weapon just goes from totally healthy to will die in one hit to is dead whenever it feels like. So these 5 go there. These 4 are going to come down here. What are we going to do about you? It's a good question. For right now, I don't have an answer. So we're going to come up here. You're going to cut that way. And you are going to serve that. That'll be fine. Ish. You know what else I could do, actually, is I could take these 2 blue guys right here, and I could use a big, long road. This will be a big, long, stupid road. Look at this big, long, stupid road. So these 2 blues can provide, like, secondary assistance up here. That'll be fine. I hate shield degradation. Shield degradation is just like weapon degradation, except with your shield, which is even harder to replace, and you can only carry, like, 4. Incidentally, weapon degradation and shield degradation, they feel like fixes to a problem that the game created. The game created the problem of, we're throwing all of these weapons and shield at the player all the goddamn time. What do we do with that? And the game decided to solve that problem by saying, what if your weapon breaks after 4 uses? What if we just break your shit? Good morning, Byron Mask. All right, well, we have a motorway here, and I think we're going to need to use it. But right now, we're going to come down this way, and I need to find, what's that, 6 road tiles? I need to find 6 road tiles somewhere. That'll be a fun ask. In the meantime, we're going to motorway number 1 up over to here, right down to there. That'll be cool. I could pull these blues out, but it looks like they're actually being used, so might not be able to do that. Can I kill these green tiles? Yes. Can I kill these green tiles? Yes. Hey, you remember when I said I needed to find 6 road tiles? I found 6 road tiles. Great. It's not actually great that I found those road tiles because, okay, we've got a pink circle here and we've got a whole bunch of nonsense. I could use a roundabout. I could use a roundabout right here for these pinks. Let's see here. Get a roundabout right here going. Okay, well, hopefully we're going to get a roundabout right here. So shield degradation is just like weapon degradation, except you don't use your shield as often, so you're even less aware of it. All right, let's take 30 road tiles. What else do I hate about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? I hate the inventory management, mostly because there's no fucking inventory management. There's just a menu that says, here are all of the things you have. And if you're trying to navigate the menu, say to change out or drop or get rid of one of the 19 weapons you have to scroll through the little tab things, right? And there are these tabs at the top. And this part makes sense. There's a weapons tab, and right next to that is a bows tab, because you've got, melee weapons and then ranged weapons. That makes sense. Not entirely sure why wizard sticks are classified as melee weapons when if you hit anything with them, they break and they fire a projectile, but, whatever. So the point is, you've got your melee weapons, and then you've got your ranged weapons, and then the next tab over is you've got shields, okay, and then the next tab over is you've got consumables. You've got potion ingredients and food you can cook. And then the next tab over, it looks like it's your cooked food tab because you've got these headers. But no, unbeknownst to the player, the fucking inventory, the main inventory tab has 3 sub tabs. And every time you go to click from one tab to another, you just go through the same inventory tab 3 times. When there are buttons on that same menu where multiple buttons do the same thing. You couldn't just take one of those buttons and have it be the navigate within this tab button and the real button, the right analog stick, be the navigate tabs button. That would have made sense. All right. You pinks are going to come up here. You're going to go right there. We're going to slap a traffic light right here. Some of you are going to turn left against that light to get down here. Those people, for the record, are bastards. But that's what they're going to do. Actually, you know what? They're not going to do that. Fuck that. That's dumb. That's dumb and bad, and we don't like it. Instead, your road's going to come up here. And some of you are going to go in there, and some of you are going to come all the way down here. And that's fine, I guess. I don't like it, but it's going to happen. So, next, you are going to reconnect right out there. You are going to reconnect right out here. I did a lot of Peter borrowing and Paul paying last weekend, so we need to amend. We need to make amends for that, is what I'm saying. Now then, is there any way I can construct this road such that... Actually, yes, there absolutely is. You can come up here, do that, slap a traffic light right here. By doing this, now cars are turning left to get here, yeah, or doing that to get there. That is, good. Okay. You, purple guy, come up here, swoop down into there, like so. You two keep that business happy, that'll be fine. Do I want to one business, one road this? I could, but effort. All right, you go there, you go there. Is everybody hooked up and happy? Well, everybody's hooked up. I don't know about happy, but... Sure, let's go. What else do I hate about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? I hate cooking. I don't hate the concept of cooking. I don't hate it at all. I think it's good. It's good, actually, that there are 900 recipes that you discover through either finding them in a book or trial and error. That's good. I like that. I don't hate the concept of cooking. I hate the process of cooking. And this ties back in to your shitty, terrible inventory management. Because here is a simple way to approach cooking, right? Here is a simple, logical way to approach cooking. When the player approaches when the player approaches a thing at which they can cook, a campfire, a cook stove, a boiling pot, etc., 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 there could be a button. You could hit, say, the X button. And if you hit the X button, you bring up the cooking and crafting menu. And in the cooking and crafting menu, you can either select a recipe you've already made or randomly combine ingredients. And you pile all of your shit together, right? Here's what we're going to do, by the way. Sending these pinks down here, not working. Instead, let's send these pinks up here. We're going to shorten this road, basically. Instead of having the overflow pinks from here, which really don't exist, actually, now that I really look at this, but, details. You're going to come here, and y'all are going to point this way. That's going to be better, I think. There. So you do that. Great. So the player approaches a fire. You enter the cooking and crafting menu, and in the cooking and crafting menu, you can combine ingredients randomly or make a recipe you've already made. Once you've put together all of the things you want to put in the pot, the game says, okay, you want to combine a rock salt and 2 beefsteaks. You have 10 rock salts and 20 beefsteaks. Would you like to make 10 salted beefsteaks? And the player can say, no, I want to make 4 salted beefsteaks. and then the game removes 4 rock salts and 8 beefsteaks from your inventory and replaces them with 4 salted beefsteaks. That is simple. That is intuitive. That makes sense. Instead, in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you need to pause the game, go into the menu, navigate the inventory screen, which we've already established is bullshit. Once you've navigated the inventory screen, you then need to select an item. In the submenu from having selected an item where you can consume or destroy that item, you need to choose to hold that item. When you are holding that item, you are then prompted to select up to 4 more items. Why 4? I don't know. Up to 4 more items to also hold. Once you are holding your 1 to 5 items, you then need to toddle your stupid Link ass over to the fire pot and dump them all in. At which point you go through an apparently unskippable animation of making one and exactly one thing. And did you want to make more than one of that thing? Congratulations, fucker! You get to do it all over again! It's not like doubling a recipe is a basic fucking concept of goddamn fucking cooking or anything. No. Did you want to make 10 salted beefsteaks? Well, I hope you have time, both in real life and in the never-ending day-night cycle, which will sometimes randomly just send every enemy you've ever killed at your face again. I hope you have time to literally sit and actually make 10 of those fucking things, you goddamn moron. We're gonna move these two pinks down to here because these businesses need more support than they're currently getting. This business up here is basically fine because its support is so close. Good morning, Ghost and Tug Train, by the way. We're ranting about Zelda today. We're gonna remove this orange road up to here. This is quickly becoming a clusterfuck nightmare, actually, but it's fine. Everything's fine. So I hate cooking in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't actually, again, I love the concept. The concept is so good. The execution fucking blows. Similarly, is this a bad time to tell you that in 14, I recently made a stack of like 150 lemonades just because I was supposed to make 3 and got carried away? Now, tell me, Parlor Ghost, and please forgive me, did you have to open your inventory, navigate through the bullshit, disorganized, and impossible to organize menu screen until you found the place where all of your food is, select 1 lemon, choose to hold that lemon rather than consume, destroy, or throw away that lemon, choose to hold that lemon, then choose to hold a pitcher of water and a pinch of sugar, carry those 3 items over to your boiling stove, dump them in, go through the little stir, stir, stir the lemonade animation, and then have 1 and exactly 1 lemonade, at which point you needed to repeat those 4 steps 149 additional times. Because listen, if that's just how cooking in video games works, then I'm an idiot with unreasonable demands. If that's just how every recipe does it. Oh, you pulled up a recipe with lemons, honey, water, hit quick synthesis, and sat there while the game said, well, you have the ingredients to make 150 of these, so we're gonna make 150 of these. I see. Well, goddamn, Ghost, that seems simple and intuitive and logical and decent and almost, dare I say, fun? No, that can't be right. We can't have fun when we're cooking and crafting in video games. Need to make this process as tedious and boring as possible for all concerned. All right, we're going to draw a bridge right here to get additional support going over here, because this business only has the 1 guy, and that's, you know, that's not a lot of guys, actually. It occurs to me that by severing this road here, I actually cut off this guy's additional support. Like, the idea that making 10 of a thing takes longer than making one of a thing, I would be okay with that if making one of a thing did not take a goddamn hour and making 10 of the thing did not take, like, literally 10 times as long. Like, okay, it takes longer to make 20 than it does to make 2. I understand that. That makes sense. But it doesn't take literally 20 times longer. It doesn't. It literally doesn't take literally 10 times longer to make 20 of a thing than it does to make 2. Unless you're playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because fuck you, I guess. I don't know. Here, we're going to move this pink over to here. That's going to be just fine. And by just fine, I mean not fine. So what we're going to do is supplement that pink with motorway number 2 coming down right to, say, here, where we destroy that tree, and then boosh. So you go into there and help out that. Thank you. You go there. What else do I hate in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild? I hate crafting. Crafting is just like cooking, except you do it with monster parts. So I hate it for the same reasons. It's even less intuitive because it's just throw some random bullshit together and see what happens. Maybe you'll get an elixir out of it. Who the fuck knows? But I hate crafting. I hate your inventory is full. I specifically hate that phrase, both because it tells me nothing while stopping me from doing anything, and because it's just bad. Here is an actual thing that happened to me last night while I was playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I'm going to speak vaguely because 2 reasons. 1, I'm nominally avoiding spoilers, and 2, I don't actually remember the names of these people. So I'm going to speak vaguely. I don't actually remember the names of these people because these people don't fucking matter. They're little caricatures. Paperthin Characters is another thing I hate about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, last night, I accomplished a great task. I took down one of the main, like, apparently this is like the tentpole thing of the game, these terrible elephant dungeons. I took down one of those, right? And in so doing, I saved a tribe of people from certain inevitable destruction, and they were very happy with me. They were very grateful for the assistance provided to them by the great hero Link. And to show their gratitude, they bestowed upon Link a great reward. They offered me a weapon from their inventory, which they had placed in a ceremonial treasure chest and deposited at my feet, because they know from doing their research and having played Zelda before, I guess, just how much Link fucking loves opening treasure chests. There's no other way to deliver items into Link's inventory than to make Link open a fucking treasure chest. So Link fucking loves him some treasure chests, right? So what they do is they lay a treasure chest at Link's feet, and they present to the great hero Link, Link, we offer you this totem, this talisman, this small token of our appreciation. That's the word I was going for, token. I definitely didn't forget the word token for a minute there. Anyway. Link, we are so grateful to you. However can we repay you? Hopefully this weapon will aid you in your journey and provide some small comfort for the long and winding road ahead of you. So they give me a weapon, right? I go through the animation of opening the treasure chest. And Link goes down and he looks up and he brings out the ceremonial weapon of the hammerhead shark-headed people whose species name I legitimately forget. The Rona or something. We're going to call them the Rona. So he brings out the legendary spear of the Rona people, or whatever their name is. This is bad, this purple right here. We're just going to do that. That's going to have to be okay. I think we're at a point of going to have to be okay more than going to be okay. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I've got 34 road tiles, and these 4 dudes who aren't doing anything, let's combine those 2 things right here. The Zora. Thank you, Nix. So he brings out the legendary trident of the Zora. And he looks at it and he examines it, and his first thought is, oh, this kind of sucks. It's not as good as any of the weapons I have. But hey, one of my weapons is almost broken, so I might as well replace it with this. He has that thought. But he doesn't say that thought because he's a nice person and not a monster. So he brings out this legendary Totem of the Zora, and the game, recognizing the gravity and intensity and importance of this moment, says, your inventory is full. And Link closes the treasure chest and doesn't actually pick up the weapon. Doesn't actually get a thing, doesn't actually gain any item. He just says, oh, my inventory is full, closes the treasure chest, and the weapon just sits there for a second. At which point, Link has to pause the game, go into his inventory, navigate the stupid bullshit screen, notice that one of his swords is almost broken, look at that sword, pull it out of his interdimensional pocket where he keeps his other 8 swords, look at that sword, toss it over his shoulder in the middle of the goddamn throne room so that he can then once again go through the entire animation of reaching into the ceremonial treasure chest and reverently pulling out the trident of the Zora and saying da 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 da, so that he can now add it to his inventory. A good game, if you're going to limit the amount of weapons the player can carry, which is fine, want to stress that that part is fine, you can do that. If you're going to limit the amount of stuff the player can carry, a good game would have said, you don't have any room, you are currently carrying too many melee weapons. Would you like to store some melee weapons? Would you like to get rid of some melee weapons? Would you, as previously discussed, because we throw 94 melee weapons at you at any given moment, would you like to use some of your melee weapons to improve the condition of other melee weapons? Would you like to do literally anything other than besmirch the noble Zora people by chucking your garbage sword on the floor of their throne room because it's the only way for you to make room in your pockets for their fucking trident? Nope. Your inventory is full. Do you want to add this thing to your inventory? Fuck you, your inventory is full. You know, I told Hokamat that I was going to be fair and reasoned in my criticisms today. I still kind of think I am being fair and reasoned in my criticisms today. This Motorway number 2 situation is very bad. Fortunately, it just fixed itself. These pinks, as someone pointed out, they are in a doom spiral, and I don't have any real answer for that. So because your inventory is, by the way, I need to do something with these greens. Yeah, green circle at the top. Nix is correct. Nix is correct. Here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to slap a roundabout. There we go. Slap a roundabout right down in here. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna fucking do goddamn everything. That's gonna be fine. That's gonna be fine. Here, you go up into there. That'll be cool. I like that. Hey, let's do this. Let's just slap another traffic light right there. So you go up in here into the roundabout. This roundabout not gonna kill everything. Definitely not gonna kill everything. Definitely not gonna kill everything. Look at how not killing everything this is. Look at how smooth and easy and graceful this process of saving this green circle is, not to mention this pink circle. This pink circle's just fine. Let's take a bridge, because I'm down to 1 bridge. Oh, for a second there, it looked like I might run out of bridge. That would be bad. I wonder, do I have enough pink right here to disconnect that? Almost certainly not. Here, let's do this instead. So you 4, maybe, just support this. Yeah, let's pretend that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Yeah, isn't this a fun world where we pretend that's gonna work? Oh, I'm so glad that that's gonna work. It would be really bad if that didn't work. So, add green on the eastern island to the do this thing. Yes, that's a good thing to do. I'm gonna do that thing. Hey, look, I did that thing. Great. That's gonna maybe save something. I don't know. Hey, question. How is this pink guy out of his house? Where are you going, pink guy? How do you get anywhere? How does this pink guy get anywhere? That's a good question to which I don't know the answer. I'm sure it's fine. Here. Why don't you two swoop down there, do that. That'll be cool. I like that. Here, you join them in doing that. You join them in doing that. You go that way. Cool. I like it. That's fine. It's all very good, actually. You're dying. Yeah, you're dying because you only have, like, 4 houses worth of shit, which is a problem. But, you know, every other pink is also dying. Because every little pink we drive is dying or something. Anyway. So I hate your inventory is full. I hate your inventory is full. Why don't you give me the option to create space in my inventory when my inventory is full? Why don't you do anything other than watching this green business die at 2,638 commuters? Why? So let's see, where did we place here? That felt like a pretty good run, especially considering that I was fucking ranting all day. Hey, top 5% in the world. We'll take that. Still a fucking 1,000 beneath Samurai Sam. But hey, top 100 overall, top 5% in the world, we take those. We take those. All right. Let's go over here. Let's open up Wordle. And by open up Wordle, I mean do all of the things I usually do. Yes, indeed, I did get Samurai slammed. Good work, Sam. All right, where's our best friend Wordle? There is Mr. Wordle. There you go. He did warn us. That's true. Well, Lynx is a bad bad first guess in Wordle, but fuck it, we're talking about Zelda. Speaking of Zelda, here's another thing I hate about The Legend of Zelda. I hate drowning. More specifically, I hate that if you go more... Here's another thing that actually legitimately happened. Here's another thing that actually legitimately happened last night when I was playing The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I was jogging through this palace because my walking speed is slower than a fucking snail. I was jogging through this palace trying to get out when I decided to cut through a little water fountain for funskis. Turns out that there's a little pocket of this water fountain where the water, rather than going up to Link's waist, goes up to Link's chest. And because the water goes up to Link's chest, Link has to swim. So because I was jogging through the palace because my walk speed is slower than a fucking snail, and then I went into this fountain where the water went up to Link's chest, I drowned. Because swimming and running and gliding and climbing all take away from the same meter, and if you're in water and you run out of stamina, you drown. I hate that. All right, it could be... Glint? No, that's a terrible guess. It could be Chide. It could be Chide. Tugboat Tug Train would like to see a hydrate. Delicious red tinted water. All right, well, we put the I in the right place. Let's see here. It could be Privy? Oh, that's a terrible guess. Sure. I really thought I had it. I really thought I had pulled it out of thin air. Oh, that would have been nice. I hate that basic enemies kill you in 2 hits. Because I've been playing this game for 10 hours and it hasn't bothered to give me any armor. It hasn't bothered to give me the option to buy any armor. It hasn't bothered to give me the option to find any armor. I hate that any basic ass enemy runs at the speed of goddamn light and can hit me with 2 shots from its lightning arrow or 2 pokes from its stupid spear. Unless that enemy is a big giant guy who the game specifically calls out as a huge threat to your life, at which point the enemy is a chump. At which point the enemy is a chump. Doesn't make any fucking sense. But hey, it's The Legend of Zelda. It's not supposed to make any fucking sense, apparently. Oh, let's see here. It could be That's a word, right? Could be primo. Okay. Well, if it wasn't primo, I thought it might be epico. You know, the colons. The heck is a primo? Primo's like an adjective. It's like, hey, that's a real primo thing you got there. It's like one of the best things. Is top of the line. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild wants to be a primo fucking game. And listen, sometimes it's a primo fucking game. Other times, I fucking hate it. Here are some things I hate about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as we rapid fire this. I hate paper-thin characters. We talked about this earlier with the Zora, and we're going to bring the tweet back up because I can. I hate paper-thin characters. You can't make me care about 3 text boxes. You can't make me care about someone in 3 text boxes. And if all I'm getting from them is 3 text boxes, and then you give me a 2-hour-long quest because I supposedly care about them, fuck you. There you go, fuck you. I hate lightning. It's just annoying. It's just fucking annoying that if I have anything metal on me at all and there's a thunderstorm, you just fucking die. You just fucking die. That's the answer. You just fucking die. You get a warning that you're just gonna fucking die, but you have like 10 seconds to figure out why you're gonna just fucking die. Realize which menu you need to navigate to not just fucking die, and then go through that menu and choose not to equip something. Did you know that if you have a sword, like a one-handed sword, you can't not have a shield? That's true. If you have a one-handed sword in your hand and you have a shield on your person, you can't unequip that shield. You can't not have that shield. Even if all of your shields are metal, in a thunderstorm, you're just gonna fucking die. Because Link is too fucking stupid to realize, hey, you know what? I really like this one-handed sword, and I could use it with a shield, but if I hold a shield, I'm gonna just fucking die. So for a while, I'm gonna not hold a shield, but still have my one-handed sword. You can't do that. You're just gonna fucking die. I hate so many things about Breath of the Wild. I'm still having fun playing it, and it's not like I'm saying it's not going to be on YouTube, and it's not like I'm saying we're not going to stream it this coming Tuesday. We are going to stream it this coming Tuesday. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put it in the game poll for Friday. Maybe we'll play it on Friday. Maybe we'll have fun. Maybe. Sometime between now and the next time I stream, I have to make a whole bunch of food, which is going to suck. Because as noted on this list of things I hate about Breath of the Wild, cooking sucks and I hate it. But anyway, I feel as though I'm going in circles now, so we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be back here on Twitch tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock Eastern, for another edition of Good Morning Mini Motorways. For the folks on YouTube later today, there's a new episode of Hades. I hope you check that out. We're having some fun in Hades. I will, Sam says, and I'll read this, whenever I look up complaints or help questions for Breath of the Wild, I see veterans of the game saying, but you're supposed to already know X, 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 and X, and you have to spend 50 hours doing this and get good. Yeah. Yeah. If your game's not going to bother telling me how to do anything, or your game expects me to just intuitively know this thing that is not intuitive, your game's bad. Good work on the sales figures, Nintendo. Well done. Your game's pretty. Your game's bad. Have a good day, everybody.